Okay, before the treatment, we will introduce the things we need. As we can see, we prepare some things we need for the treatment. And we will firstly introduce the 75% alcohol to sterilize the treatment tip. And this is the saline. We can use the saline to clean the treatment skin. And this is the toner. When the treatment is on the face, if the patient's like removing the makeup or something, their skin tend to be dry, so we can use the toner to keep the skin moisturized before the treatment. This is the cleansing milk. We need to remove their makeup or their sunscreen on the face. And this is the RF oil for the RF tip. And this is the gel, and for the gel is for the cavitation handpiece or for the ultrasound handpiece. So this is the ruler to measure the size of our body before the body shaping or body slimming treatment. And this is the disposable gloves for the doctor. And this is the tissue, and we can also prepare the dry and wet tissue to clean the treatment skin. So this is the things we need, and then we can proceed the treatment. Okay, before the treatment, we need to clean the treatment phase, and we also need to judge the condition of our patient. As we can see, this patient is at her 30s, and then we can see her skin is a little bit sagging, and the skin around her eyes has some fine lines, and we can use the TR60 to lift the whole face up, and then we use the TR30 to remove the fine lines around the eyes. So at this time, the skin can be lifted, and also the collagen regeneration will be accelerated. So the skin can be firm and tightened. So after judging the skin condition, we can proceed the treatment. And firstly, we will set the parameter on the machine. For the face treatment, we can use the TR60, and the energy intensity we can use from 30 to 50, and we can use the medium one for 40%, and the working time we use the default time. So after setting the parameter, we can click the start button and we can do the treatment. Now we are going to do the face treatment, and we can do this side of the face first. And the step one is we need to apply a thin layer of RF oil on the treatment skin. So after that, we can set the handpiece working. And we can use this hand to lift the skin up, so the instant result can be better. Firstly, we can spin the treatment tip clockwise, and we can ask the feeling of our patient if the energy is too high or too low, because when the patient is feeling the hot feeling on the skin that is not acceptable, we need to decrease the RF energy, and we need to ask the patient to tell the feeling during the whole time. If the RF energy is too high, we need to decrease the RF energy, because when we keep treating on this side of the face, there will be heat accumulation, and the hot sensation will keep going up. So we need to ask the patient to tell us their feeling during the whole time. That's really important. We can spin the treatment tip. This is the first treating method. We can keep doing this for 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, so if the patient's like telling the energy is too high, we can click the pause button and decrease the energy. So I will introduce the second treating method, and we can start from the draw area to lift the skin up. When we lift the skin up, we can use a little bit strength. However, when it goes down, we do not apply too much pressure on the skin. Also, we can keep doing this treating method for 2 to 5 minutes. So for the one side of the face, treatment time will be about 4 to 10 minutes. As we can see, when we keep treating the face, and the skin will get a little bit reddish. This is the normal skin reaction to the RF energy. If the patients have flabby skin on the neck area, you can also use this tip to treat this area. As we touch the skin on the patient's face, we can feel the skin is really warm. So at this time, we can see the good result of collagen regeneration. So when we finish one side of face treatment, we can take a after treatment picture to compare the result. And then we can use the V2 handpiece to enhance the lifting result. Okay, after the TR60 treatment, we can use the V2 with the vacuum, and the intensity we can use 2, and the mode we can use mode 1, so we can enhance the lifting result. And after setting the parameter, we can click the start button to lift the skin up. Okay, we are using the V2 handpiece. So for the V2 handpiece, we can treat the face for 5 minutes. And we can see a visible result after these two handpieces when compared to the untreated area. For the face treatment, we can normally use mode 1 because when we use the mode 0, and if the suction is keep working on the skin, it can have bruise underneath the skin, which is not maybe acceptable for some certain patients. So when we use mode 1, it sucks 1 second and release for 1 second, which is a comfortable feeling for the patient, and there will be no bruise, and it will have the good skin lifting result. And also we have to remember when we are using the handpiece with the suction, and we do not apply too much oil or even the gel on the skin, because if we apply gel on the handpiece with suction, and the gel will be sucked into the handpiece and the vacuum will be gone. So for the V2 and V1 handpiece, we always suggest you to use oil or cream. And the treating method of the TR60 and V2 handpiece to the other side of the face is actually the same. So we go on to treat the forehead. So we finished this side of the face treatment. As we can see, the jawline gets more obvious and the skin is lifting up. So we can take a after treatment picture to compare. After we finish the face treatment, we can continue to do the eye treatment. For the eye treatment, we can choose the TR30. For the eye skin is like thinner and more fragile and more sensitive to the heat. For the energy, we can use from 20 to 40%, and we can use 20%. If the patient can accept their energy, we can increase the energy. So we can start from lower energy on the eye skin. So after setting the parameter, we can click the start button. Okay, when we finish this side of the face and take picture, we apply some olive oil on the forehead. For the forehead, we can start from the temple. Because there are less skin tissue on the forehead, when we are doing this tip, we do not apply too much pressure on the treatment skin. And the first treating method is by spinning the treatment tip. And we can ask the patient if their energy is strong enough. So for this, like spinning the treatment tip clockwise, we can keep doing for 3 minutes. And then we can start to lift the forehead. We always remember when we lift the skin up, we can apply a little bit pressure. However, when we go down, we do not apply too much pressure on the skin. So for the whole forehead treatment, it will be about 6 to 10 minutes. We can stop when the skin is a little bit reddish. When we finish the TR30 handpiece, we can also apply the V2 handpiece on the forehead. So we keep doing this for 6 to 10 minutes, and then we can use the V2 handpiece. Okay, we finished this handpiece, and we can use the V2. When we're using the V2, we can always lift the skin. For the forehead, the V2 handpiece can be applied for 3 to 5 minutes. We need to apply this tip evenly on the skin so suction will be on. We can keep tracking the skin condition of our patient, and if there is bruise or too much reddish on the treatment skin, we can decrease the vacuum intensity. So we finished the V2, and then we will use the TR30 to treat on the eye skin. And we need to apply a thin layer of RF oil on the treatment skin. And we set parameter and click the start button. We can also use our hand to lift the skin out. the first treatment method, we can to lift the treatment skin. So we can repeat this step for 2 to 4 minutes. And we can also ask the feeling to task the patient if the energy is like too strong or too low. And after we finish the sliding treating method, we can circle the treatment tip up to the forehead. We can also keep treating like circling the treatment tip for 2 to 4 minutes. So for the face treatment, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes for one side of the face, and the whole face treatment time will take about 20 to 30 minutes. For the eye, it will be 5 to 10 minutes for one eye treatment. For a pair of eyes, it will take about 10 to 15 minutes. So when we finish the lower part of the eye treatment, and we can go on to treat the upper eye treatment. And the treatment method is actually the same. We can lift their skin up. For the eye handpiece, we also do not apply a watery product like gel or toner for the eye handpiece, because when we use gel or watery products, there will be electric shock if we use the gel or the watery product, so we do not suggest you to use the gel and watery products. And we always suggest you to use the RF oil, cream or paste. So we finish the TR S80 eye treatment, and then we can use the V2 to lick the skin. We can also apply 3 minutes for the V2 handpiece on the eye skin. The treatment method of this side of the face is the same, so we do not show. So after we finish the whole face treatment, and we can tell the after treatment care to our patient, the first one is it is really important to keep the skin moisturized after the treatment. So you need to apply a medical hydrated facial mask for 3 to 7 days, and you need to avoid direct sun exposure. The third one is you need to avoid going to the places with high heat like sauna, hot spring. So this is the most important after treatment care. For more detail after treatment care, you can check the user manual in this machine. So this is the face treatment tutorial of the TR30 and the V2 handpiece, and thank you for your attention.